What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not the Personal Just Buffalo. Obviously, we normally go live on Tuesday, but considering the magnitude of the win today and the game,
Yes.
we decided to just go and do it
Yes.
now because the excitement is here for you guys. The excitement is here for for you guys and as for us. But like I said, in the, end of the day, it is only a regular season game, and the end goal is to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Okay. Um, got my co-host in the middle with me, James Mallory, as we had to come NFL pedigree. We're gonna break down this game. It's gonna really just really a breakdown of the game. We'll still go live this week later on to get more detailed and oriented things going into the bye week. But tonight we'll just talk about the big Titan matchup, as I like to call it, between the Bills and the Chiefs. And James, man, Bills big win today for the team. I think it was a huge confidence builder for this team, personally moving forward, going into the bye week. But overall, what did you think?
Man, I loved it. I love the energy that we came out with. I love how we took care of business. Um, man, I'm super excited on just the execution overall. You got an undefeated Chiefs team coming in. It's big time mental game. You got a team that comes in undefeated, beat us and sent us home last year. And our guys came out and took care of business. Just looking over the game, man, it's just exciting. Just exciting being able to take care of business the way we did with some key guys out. You talking about Coleman out. You talking about Kincaid out. You talking about Spencer Brown out. You talking about some really, really, really important pieces to the puzzle being out and taking care of business. I'm sorry if I'm a little low, y'all. My daughter is sleeping for, for school. So if I'm a little low, I apologize. I don't want to wake her up, but I'm excited. We had to come on tonight. Can't hear you, JT.
Okay, you got me now. All
There
right.
you go.
Overall, I thought going to this game, this was a game that we could win. Obviously, we've had success to get the Chiefs in the regular season.
Yep.
Obviously, if you saw the stat last week, they've matched up 7 times. Mahomes winning 4, Josh Allen winning 3, but Mahomes, all 3 of his wins came in the postseason, which, like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Um, I thought this was a game that the Bills could win, even with some of their injuries. And overall, I know we've talked about it with the Chiefs missing Hollywood Brown, with the Chiefs missing Isaiah Pacheco. Obviously they weren't at full strength, and obviously I'd say they're missing a lot of their speed and their playmakers on their offense with those 2 guys being down. I thought this was a game that we could possibly win, even with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. The Bills did come out; they came out to take care of business. Um, I felt from the offensive side of the ball, we kept them honest with the run. It wasn't like a major run day for us. Obviously, James Cook only had 20 yards rush on 9 carries. Ty Johnson 18, got 18 rushes on 18 yards on 5 carries, and Ray Davis 11 yards on 5 carries. So I mean, the Chiefs' run defense is let's be honest here, top of the class.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
the
They don't
Chiefs
get enough credit, JT.
they don't get any credit at all for their run defense. Okay, and they should. They're top of the class, and that's just out of respect. But the fact that even though you're only running the ball for an average of 3.4 yards carry a total, and mind you, Josh Allen's 4.6 of that, you still kept it honest with 19 rushes with the running backs.
Yes, that was huge, JT, because when you look at it, they said a stat that was very interesting during the game, right? They said that they haven't allowed a 100-yard running back rusher this whole season. That's huge. And for us
Yeah,
to not now OCs in the past, I think it's safe to say, JT, Josh Allen probably would have 50 passing attempts.
yeah,
They would have abandoned the run and
yeah.
just start throwing the ball around the yard. I love that they still stuck with the run. And Kansas City had to respect it.
Well, yeah, you had to call like spec. You may Spagnuolo still have to play for it, right? And like you say, you're right. And I say also we say names under Brian Dable, under Ken Dorsey, we would have completely abandoned the run, and Josh Allen would have thrown the ball 50 times, and we've been sitting here probably with a law scratcher and say, hey, how the hell did this happen? You know. So I think like this is once it goes back to the point of when we asked the question this past Tuesday, was this McDermott's best coaching job to date? Once again, this adds to that. I'd say yes. And I say this game Pacific is indicative. The fact that you're only averaging 3.4 yards to carry a run, with a run per carry, you choose to not abandon it.
Yes.
That's mistakes of the past from the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, and I think that's something that McDermott, when looking for a new OC, he wanted to make sure he found that right person where they didn't, just like, you know what, we're going to let Josh put the game on his shoulder, meaning his arm, his right arm. So, man, I love it, man. I really, really love it. I just got a different feel to this team. JT, I said at the beginning of the year, I
You
thought
did?
this team was going to be different in a positive way. I didn't see what everybody else was seeing, where they thought it was a step back. I really just didn't see it. I didn't see where we lost things to where it's like, oh my God, we taking so many steps back. We lost names, but I don't know how much talent, we lost that we didn't replace, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Right. Overall, what did you think of Josh Allen's performance? Because like I say, we said just Tuesday, we said, hey, was this game a statement game for MVP?
Let me ask you a question, JT.
Yeah.
You remember what I said he needed to do to jump ahead in the MVP race? And I went back and I listened to our Tuesday. I said 275 and 3 touchdowns with a win.
Yeah.
And
And
he surpassed that.
he gave you 262 and 2 touchdowns. But with you, yeah, when you add the rushing yards, he gave you a total of over 300 yards.
And 3 of them things.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, two.
So he
He got you two.
threw,
He
okay,
threw
wait.
one. And he ran one. James Cook gave you two.
That's what it is. Okay, I'm thinking Cook caught one, but he ran it. Okay. Got
He
you,
ran
got
it.
you, got you.
Yep.
Yep. So he got us two. I was a little short on my prediction. But I think he jumps ahead in the MVP race right now, right? Where he came out with a statement and he wasn't scared of the moment. It was fourth down. He didn't try to dump it off, right? He didn't slide. He said, let's go get it. He could have easily slid and we could have ran the timeout and took knees, tried to run the clock out, forced him to use timeouts. The man went for the juggler. I think that shows his DNA. That shows what he's about. And I love that he's our quarterback because that dude showed he was not scared of the moment. I don't think he ever has been scared of the moment. But this dude represented today. He did.
No, 100%. I'd say this. I'd say 100% that he has to be the front runner for MVP. And we were just talking about this on Tuesday, and I was saying that the NFL is and always will be a marketing machine. Okay,
Yes.
and the best marketing, the best money maker for the NFL right now is for Josh Allen to win this MVP award. Why? Because Lamar has gotten one. Patrick Mahomes has gotten one. You know what I mean? Your usual suspects have gotten one, and he has not.
Yep. Yeah. And I agree with that. But and also he's doing it on the football field because Lamar Jackson did not play well today. His team has 4 losses. Right.
True.
They're not even in first place in their own division.
No.
So you look at that. Mahomes isn't, even though they have a great record, he isn't playing well this year. What does he have? 13. He's
Through
13
another
or
pick.
10.
Through another pick now.
Yeah, so 13 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. I mean, that's not MVP numbers. I mean, he's a great player, don't get me wrong. Nobody's debating that. But
Yeah.
we're talking about the MVP race for this season. I mean, when you look at all those things, I mean, Josh Allen has earned it. Not only is just like, it works for marketing, right? He's really earned it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and I don't want to take him. I don't want to say like it just
No, I get what you're saying.
But no, he's earning it on the field. His play is dictating this. But would it be saying we talk about being a front runner? At the end of the day, like yeah, we definitely want to. Say YouTube stream isn't working. I don't know why it's not, but I don't know. Couldn't tell you why YouTube stream's not working. Sorry about that. But yeah, no. As far as talking about not wanting to give it to him, he's a face of the league. Like you got like 4 or 5 faces of the league right now, and he happens to be one of them.
Yes.
Okay. And not only is he a clean face, he's in a great football market. But like I said, the marketing machine behind him and the money that will come behind him if he can push this MVP. And let's just fast forward a little bit, and I don't get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just say he can get this MVP, then he can get that Super Bowl berth.
Yeah.
The marketing and the money behind that is so powerful because what the NFL has realized is Bills Mafia equals money. I don't care if it's in Hawaii, if it's in Buffalo, if
They
it's in
coming.
Miami. Buffalo equals money, which is weird because they talk about Buffalo like it's such a small market, right? And they talk about how much the stadium doesn't generate as far as revenue, which is why we have to build this new one and raise the prices, everything. But everywhere you turn around Buffalo, it's money,
Yep.
it's ratings.
Yeah, I think they say small market is just not one of those. New York City, L.A., Chicago. That it doesn't have that, but some money jumping off in Buffalo. I think people get fooled by that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then with Bills Mafia, man, they travel wherever, man. And just imagine a Super Bowl with Bills Mafia. Me personally, I've always said it. I went on record and said it. I think once the Bills do crack into a Super Bowl, I think they're gonna run a few off. I think Josh Allen's going to be in a few Super Bowls in his career. I think I'm projecting he'll get 2 or 3 rings. In my that's what I'm projecting.
yeah.
But you know, man, it was very exciting to watch today. You think what could be? Curtis Samuel stepped up today, made some
Big time,
plays.
big
Right.
time.
Once again, Mac Hollins, this dude's making big plays, first down catches. You think about then I like what I seen on the Knox today. I do, man. I like what I seen on him. And then you add Kincaid to that. You add Keon Coleman to that. You add Milano to that. You put Spencer Brown back in place. Vandermark didn't play bad today though. So you talk about
Not
the
at all.
depth on this team, man. We have a lot of depth that people aren't really talking about or noticing. So when we talk about all those pieces, man, it's something to be excited about.
And like I said, not knock on wood, okay? We played this Chiefs team not at full strength today. Obviously, mind you, those players we put on the field are not slouches, and you have to play with who you have to play with. They weren't at full strength either, okay? But you're talking about potentially playing them later in the season in the playoffs, and no guarantee we're going to meet them. No guarantee we're going to get past whoever we're going to play. No guarantee they're going to get past whoever we're going to play. AFC is not going to be an easy division. Not going to be as easy division as people think it's going to be. Okay, but there was no Keon Coleman today. There was no Dalton Kincaid today. There was no Matt Milano yet. There was no Dwayne Carter. Not sure if he's come back. I think they opened his window though, possibly. Did they? Did they?
I don't think they opened this window yet. I don't think
But
he's
it's but it
practicing yet.
but it's coming. Okay.
It's coming. It's coming.
So there's a lot of people that were missing that are, and this is not like just role play. These are impactful players, especially within our offense. That defense did not get to see today nor prepare for.
And yeah, you're 100% correct about that, JT. Like, well said. But one thing people not giving credit for, like people dogged certain people on Twitter or X, excuse me, dogged the signing of Jordan Phillips.
Yeah.
That dude, not saying he's, Aaron Donald. He came in. He's came here since
Uh-huh.
being released from Dallas. He's been giving us some quality snaps, man.
Yep.
Um, that's something that you can't overlook. I mean, he knows the system. He knows the culture. You've seen on the goal line, man. He's bringing excitement, man. You need that from your players. He is a Bills. Some guys just fit certain places. He fits here, right? And that's one thing that people aren't talking about enough. Along with the guys that they haven't seen that's injured. I just had to add that, JT.
Well, and that's the thing, and I was a big advocate for Jordan Phillips, not because, like I said, Jordan player Phillips is this wow player, but when you talk about a midseason acquisition, you talk about past the trade deadline, you got injuries, you need someone that's going to come in and play 25 to 30% of snaps possibly for you. He was the proper fit because he's been here.
Yes.
It's not a guy like you always talk about being a former player. And when you have to go to another team, finding somewhere to live, understanding where the city is, finding your parking spot. Well, guess what? Jordan Phillips knows where his parking spot is already.
Mhm.
Jordan Phillips knows where the weight room is. He knows where the lunch hall is. He knows where he needs to live at. He knows how traffic is. This makes that transition that much easier when you have to play that 25 to 30 snaps.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people kind of not saying they don't know it's there. They overlook how big that is, right? You being comfortable,
Yep.
right? Um, just think about JT. if you going somewhere, right? You working, you got your job, and you uprooted, and you go here or wherever. No matter how nice the city is, it's new. You have to know where to get your haircut at. Or I got to find a new barber.
Right.
Grocery store. Okay, what grocery stores do I want, want to go to? Right. When I was in Connecticut, I was a Stop and Shop guy. I love Stop and Shop, but it took me a little bit to get comfortable with Stop and Shop. You know what I mean? But it's not Tops or Wegmans. But who's comparing? But you look at all those little things like the routes you take. Sleeping on your own bed, a mattress that's comfortable for you, right? Like all of that stuff matters. These are humans. This isn't Madden franchise mode where you go on the free agents list in the middle of the season. Oh, he has an 80 overall. Let me sign him, and immediately your team's better. It
Right.
doesn't work that way. These are human beings we're dealing with, right?
Right.
And when you're comfortable certain places, just like with our jobs, our careers, when you're comfortable, you perform better. Period.
Right. And getting him and Quentin Jefferson mid-season, who've both been here before,
Yep.
that helped a hell of a lot. But I want to talk about Josh Allen's overall performance today with you. I know that's what people really want to talk about. So 27 a third 40, 262 yards, one touchdown, one really, really bad enter. 12 carries, 55 yards and a touchdown, and obviously the 26-yard icing on the cake touchdown.
Yes.
What would you grade it?
Overall performance today, I'll give him a B plus, A minus.
Okay.
There was a couple missed throws that we had, right? I understand. So that Quentin Morris underthrow, I understand why he did underthrow it.
Yeah.
If you look at that path, right? If he does throw it on the line and number 6, his name is escaping me right now.
Brian Cook.
He turns around. That's a pick. Everybody talking about how bad of a throw that is. He kind of had to underthrow that one at the angle it was going at. So I understood that throw. It's not as bad as what people think. He did miss on that deep ball when he threw in triple coverage. He missed Curtis Samuel underneath. Curtis Samuel would have caught it, and he probably had 100 yards on the day. He'd have been gone.
Yeah.
But I do understand there's pressure. So there's certain things I've seen that prevent me from making it an A. But I give him a strong B plus on it overall.
I give him an A minus today, and the reason I'm giving it A, I'm not going to give it A minus. I'm just going to give it A. This was a big game, and he needed to win this game, and he needed to be Patrick Mahomes. He needed to be Patrick Mahomes at home, and he needed that signature drive. Okay, now I got a stat up here, right? The Bills over their last 2 drives was 10 plays for 83 yards. They elapsed 6 minutes and 3 seconds of time. And the first drive, the first drive was 10 plays, 83 yards, 6 minutes, touchdown. Second drive was 12 plays, 70 yards, 5 minutes and 36 seconds, touchdown. That's 2 drives in the fourth quarter. Okay? 22 plays, over 150 yards of offense, and taking off 11 minutes of clock for 2 touchdowns. He needed that. He needed to show that he could be that quarterback.
Yes.
We know about the wow plays. We know about the strong arm. We know about Captain comeback, syndrome that he has, that he comes back a lot of games. But we need to see, could you put a game away? And could you put a game away specifically against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes?
I don't think we've ever beaten them the way we did today. Like, I don't think we ever have, right? We put them to bed and tucked them in. That if you kind of look at how that game went, we took it to them a little bit. It was a good game, but we did. I don't think we've ever beat them that way.
I felt like in this specific game, and I haven't felt like this in all of them. Maybe a couple of the ones in Kansas City, like the one last year in Kansas City in the regular season, and the year before that. But I felt like we had control of the game all the way through.
Absolutely, it never felt like we lost control of it.
And in that last year's playoff game that we lost to them, I felt like we had control all the way up until like midway through the third quarter. And then it started filtering away. And then we ultimately lost it. And they took control. And I was wondering if that was going to happen today.
Let me ask you a question, JT.
Yep.
And it's just ironic. That catch that Amari Cooper made, was that the same exact area where Stephon Diggs dropped that in the playoffs last year?
I mean, I know I don't remember if it was the same air. It may have been. I know it wasn't the sort. I know it definitely wasn't the yardage in the air.
Not the yardage in the air, but the place on the field.
I'll have to
Ron,
look at. I'll have to
I
look and
think it
see.
was pretty close, JT. Amari Cooper makes a circus catch over the shoulder. He made sure he catch it. Our money man last year. Ah,
But that's the difference between having a pure boundary receiver. That's the difference between a pure boundary receiver, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a pure boundary receiver or somebody just ready for the moment.
Well, I mean, he caught
They're
it.
two different moments. But that
It
was a
is
hell
two
of a
different
catch.
moments. But when you look at Stephon Diggs' career, his moment outside of that terrible missed tackle by the Saints in the Vikings playoff game years and years ago, that type of catch has never really been his moment. Volume has, but Amari Cooper has always made catches like that, which is why I say that's the difference between having that pure boundary guy, that guy who's that ain't foreign to him. When Stephon Diggs went for that ball looked foreign. Outside of the one Raider catch years ago when we played Vegas and he went up and got over two guys, you never saw Stephon Diggs make that type of catch in Buffalo.
Fair.
That ain't foreign to Amari. So I think, like I said, I think that Steph was always like kind of a borderline slot, kind of boundary middle guy. Let me just find the matchup and get him open. Amari operating that outside his entire career. So I don't know. I'm going to check and see if it's on the same part of the field. That's going to be interesting to see. And if it is, that'll be a very interesting picture to put contrast sticks together. You know, I don't want to do that, but hey, I'll definitely take the virus if it happens. But no. Overall, I want to talk too about the impact of Amari Cooper. What did you see from having Amari Cooper on that football field today? And mind you, he had 2 catches for 55 yards. He only had 3 targets, and we do know that obviously he's playing with a little bit of a banged up wrist. What did you think about just having him out there on the field? What did you see his impact as?
When you got a guy like that to step out there on the field, you like Stephon Diggs. He demanded the same respect, right? But you gonna have to be like, all right, we got to make sure we account for this dude. We got to know where this dude is at all times. Especially, I love how they came out immediately and was like, okay, we gonna throw him the ball. You throw him the ball right away. Not no, we gonna ease him into it. Let's find the spots. No, we coming. He's a part of our game plan. What's up? That was kind of the message that I felt was sent. And he came through. He came through. Man, JT, I honestly, I don't want to be on like a game high here, but I'm almost like, yo, let's get this dude signed up for another year or two.
I,
Um,
yeah,
I want that to be done before we even go into off season. I don't even want to go into a bidding war or anything crazy. Let's lock him in.
yeah, and I think it'll put him at ease too. Honestly, obviously
Yeah.
we've seen that with the rash of signings that we've had lately, extensions. We've seen that players have given us way more than they were giving us before the extension. And I'm not saying they were slacking off, but it seems like that effort ramped up even more after they got the money.
Yep.
So I actually would say this, okay? I think that it was very evident that his impact was there and that it opened up those 8 catches for 70 yards out of the 12 targets to Khalil Shakir. It opened up the 5 catches for 58 yards out of 6 targets for Curtis Samuel. It opened up the 4 receptions for 40 yards out of 6 targets for Dawson Knox. I think that was evident in having that pure boundary guy. But I will also say this. While his impact was extremely meaningful, and I think that you have to be blind not to see it, the impact that was even more, the biggest impact on that football field today that was an absentee was the Chiefs no longer have L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah. Yeah.
As much as I love Amari Cooper and I think he's a great player, the biggest impact in the Bills passing game and the Chiefs pass defense today was no longer have L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah.
God, hats off. It was a godsend not to have him out there today.
Yeah.
Because what it made the Chiefs do was instead of being able to leave Trent McDuffie on the boundary, and Trent McDuffie is either all-pro or very close to an all-pro cornerback, whichever one you want to put him on, okay? You are now moving him around like you move Sneed, and it left the kid Johnson, number 13, on the island. And he got his food ate today. Real bad. real bad. Okay, it caused you to move McDuffie around so much that McDuffie couldn't lock anybody up because now you're scrambling. When you had McDuffie and Snead, that was a huge problem. If you would have had Snead today, you could have left Snead on Amari Cooper, or you could have left Snead probably on Khalil Shakir because he's more of a nickel corner. He's a nickel and boundary corner.
Yeah.
Where McDuffie's not a nickel guy. Which is why, once again, you can do that with Khalil Shakir, but if you don't put a pure nickel on him, he's gonna have 8 catches for 70 yards on 12 targets.
Yo, we gotta say this. Shakir different, man.
Very.
I ain't gonna lie, JT. I ain't know he is this nice.
Oh, yeah.
I knew he was good. This dude nice, man. This dude nice.
All last season, what did I say?
You did.
Why isn't he on the football field?
You did.
Now, mind you, for whatever reason, I like watching Boise State. I've been watching Boise State since, oh God,
Ian Johnson.
No, yeah, Ian Johnson and Ian Johnson Zabransky was the quarterback.
Yep.
And my man over there, Kellen Moore. Okay, so I've watched him at Boise State for 4 years. Maybe it's just because I'll be in bed watching games and they're on at 10:30 at night. But I've been saying since last year, and actually since his rookie year, why isn't he playing? And last year was, why isn't he playing over Gabe Davis? This is stupid.
Yep.
We're finally reaping the benefits of him playing. Yes, he's different. He's hard-nosed. He's hard to bring down. They say his catch percentage is the highest in NFL at 89%
Yes.
catch rate.
He got the NFL record too for the most
Yeah.
completed targets in a row or something like that.
I think over his first couple of years total, it's like 92% his catch rate. That's ridiculous. And the fact that he also has 4.33 speed.
People forget that he's that fast too.
Yeah, he's not just a shifty slot guy. He's a shifty slot guy with 4.33 speed. If you miss him, he's going to go like he did today on the Chiefs. Like
he had some critical catches, man, that really like put them in like that third down catch where he hurt his back. That was a third down catch, correct?
Yeah,
man. That was big. That was big.
And I love the design of that play to get him underneath. And once again, who's running the rub route? Mac Hollins.
Yep.
Who ran the rub route on Curtis Samuel play? Mac Hollins. And we just got done talking about Mac Hollins last week and how underrated his versatility is.
Yes.
Only 2 catches for 27 yards today, but the impact was so much more.
And I totally agree. He does so many of the little things right. That's the championship pedigree. That's the championship football. You need guys like that on your team. And talking about since we've been talking about like paying people in the second and third, I'm scared we're gonna lose him. I'm scared somebody's gonna pay him. There's gonna be a team that's gonna pay him. I hope we get him back. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna pay him.
He might, but you know what? At his age, he may be at that age where it's like, listen, I'm looking for stability, because he's been bouncing around teams every single year.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Plus, I mean, he's once again, if you're a player like a Mac Hollins, if you're a player like, give me another name. That's just kind of like, you're not a Pro Bowler, you're not an All Pro, you're just a good dude, a hard-nosed working guy. Trying to think here of another name here.
Like we saw Medikevich, Tyler Medikevich.
Yeah, like Medikevich. Like, you can build a market here in Buffalo. Like in these other big markets, yeah, you'll get more money in the door, but you're never going to build your own personal brand market. Like, people are wearing free feet, bare feet shirts for Mac Hollins.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
you're not gonna get that in Miami or LA.
You think about Lorenzo Alexander, how he made the ring.
There you go. And you can come back. Like, this is not just a football move. This is a for life move. Like, this is a guy, if he stays here the next 2 or 3 years and he gets a ring, this is a guy that he's gonna be able to come back. And this is just speaking the business side, okay, people. He's gonna be able to come back and do autograph signings for a couple grand here and there. He's going to be able to come back and be legends of the game and do those type of cool things and appearances, because that's how the Buffalo market is, and it's embracing and embraces everybody. We loved Bruce Smith back in the day. We loved Jim Kelly, but we also showed love to Frank Wright and Phil Hansen.
Yes.
That's the difference between Buffalo markets and big markets, okay? Guys like Marcellus Wiley can still come back here.
Look at today, Peerless Price.
There you go, my guy, my guy. You know what I mean? So like, this is how Buffalo market is totally different. So, but not to get too far off topic, I thought that Mac Hollins had a hell of a game. I thought Dawson Knox, no milk carton again. We found him. He's still here. We ain't lose him yet. Okay, 4 catches for 40 yards. Um, I would say this, and I know we were talking about this before about Dawson Knox on the phone. It would be nice to see if the Bills could deploy him in a little bit of some H back sets, like a fullback, like how the Commanders, they used to be the Redskins, used to use Chris Cooley.
Yes, yes, they did a great job with Chris Cooley. Actually, that would be a great role for him.
Because he's not really a route runner. He is catching the ball. He's the guy that you worry about with hands catches sometimes. But if this is a guy you're deploying out the backfield, like the screen pass we gave to him today, the quick ball.
Mhm.
Like one time Zach Moss told me and we were talking, he was like, you know what that dude? He said, you know why I do so dangerous? He said he's a big tight end, but when he gets the ball, he's like a running back. And he said that's what makes him so dangerous because he's athletic and he gets it, he's going. And he's
Yep.
running full speed at you. And it's gonna hurt. And I thought I said, you know what? Some of those filler outside the backfield, like when you think of guys like Kyle Juszczyk, and those type of players that people are deploying at the fullback position, you really could utilize Dawson Knox that way. Just
You
just
could.
something to think about.
Yeah, and you got me thinking. Yeah, you got me thinking. Yeah, that would definitely be interesting.
And he's already a very good run blocker. We know that part of his game is actually really good. But
That's some stuff we could talk about
doing about
on
week.
Tuesday.
Yeah, especially with D Dot, we get D Dot on that one. Um,
Definitely.
but I just say Dawson Knox had a very good performance today. Uh, the defensive side of the ball, what you see?
Von Miller, that dude is playing well.
Yes, he is.
I hope people just watch him when he's in the game. He's gonna be a problem for teams towards the end of the season in the playoffs because he's so fresh and they're not playing him a ton.
Yep.
AJ and Greg Rousseau, them dudes are playing so well. Ed Oliver came along today.
He did.
Dorian Williams, obviously Terrell Bernard. He had a really good game today. Hamlin didn't play bad. He
No.
didn't. He had a run fit that I didn't like. But he did not play bad.
Yeah.
Taylor Rapp has been rock solid. Our corners have been rock solid.
Yeah.
I think I'm wrong, JT. I've been saying for the longest. I told you on the phone earlier. Kyer Elam, I thought it was going to be Elam and Benford starting next year. The way it's looking, Elam is not going to probably be here. He wasn't even active today. So it's an insurance policy for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Probably trade candidate, draft night, something like that. So we'll see.
Hey, just saying now, if I was the Bills in the offseason and you're going to move Kyrie Elam, if the Eagles are unhappy with Jordan Davis, which there are rumors that they are kind of unhappy with him, swap. Just saying, swap.
I'll be a happy man.
Just saying, swap.
If we can get Jordan Davis, I would hate to lose Elam, but if we get Jordan Davis in here, I would not be mad.
I'm not saying the Eagles are going to do it, but I am saying that there is rumblings that they aren't not necessarily pleased with everything they're getting from him. Hey, call, test the waters, and if it is, swap. If not, you're going to go get like a 6th-round pick for the guy, 5th round, maybe something additional, but you're not going to get much more of that. But no, I thought the defense played well. Like I said, as my man Doug says in the chat, aggression. That's the main word that you can explain with this defense. And we said it last year with McDermott taking over the play calling. It seemed more aggressive, and this year it seems even more aggressive than that. These dudes are playing downhill. They're playing hard. But you know what the biggest thing is? I would say that in the past, Buffalo Bills defense played hard, but they didn't play violent.
Yeah.
This defense is playing violent. They're coming after you, and they're going to hit you.
Yes.
Okay? We were just talking about AJ Epinesa and Greg Rousseau last week about how they're playing, and they're becoming quietly one of the best tandems in the league. And it's not because they're going to both have 10 and 12 sacks. They may not have those numbers, but it's how they play against the run,
Yep.
how they hold the edges, how they don't really come out their lanes and make mistakes, how they tip balls. AJ Epinesa almost got another interception today, okay? it's all the small things that they do that you have all these teams that have specialists to do different things, and these guys can pretty much, if you wanted to keep them on the football field all game in any situation, you could.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I thought those guys played well, and like I said, Von is your closer. They said when they brought him in, they needed a closer, right?
Yep.
That's what he's becoming. He helped close the game out today.
He
His
did.
pass rush. I don't know if you noticed, but at the end of the game, they went to a prevent defense, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we saw it the Miami game when they deployed Cam Lewis as your sub linebacker.
Yep. You see a disguise they had for it?
Yep.
So they had him at a high safety and he
Mm-hmm.
rolled down. I
Mm-hmm.
love that look. I run that look. Because I with my youth team, I have a really, really, really athletic guy that roll down instead of lining him up at a linebacker. I'll line him up high and he'll roll down to the outside backer almost. I love what they did. I loved it.
And you could tell because Kelsey never saw him coming.
Nope.
Not a chance. Never saw him coming, and neither did Mahomes. But you have that, and you also have the look of the end of the game. You end the game with Oliver rushing, Russo rushing, and Miller rushing, and they were able to collapse the pocket and move the pocket with those three guys.
Yep.
Listen, once again, I have to say this again. We're talking about a defense that has not even added Matt Milano and All Pro back to it, which I'm assuming he's going to be added back that San Francisco game on December 1st.
Yeah, I will be surprised if he's not out there. I'll be surprised if he's not out there.
I just thought that the defense played particularly well. I thought that the secondary did a pretty good job. I mean, Mahomes was 23 or 33 today, but only 196 yards. You're talking about 5.9 yards to pass, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He got sacked twice. Okay, and I believe that the Bills had 7 QB hits on him.
Yeah.
That are some solid numbers against Andy Reid offense. Kareem
Absolutely.
Hunt, 14 carries, 60 yards. He had a long one, 17, but pretty much kept him in check. Xavier Worthy got going today a little bit on the Bills. 4 catches, 61 yards, 5 targets. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 catches, 29 yards, 4 targets. And we talked about D Hop's impact. Neither didn't scare Christian Benford, D Hop, straps. We just said it on Tuesday. It's not the same D Hop.
Yeah, it's different.
Not disrespecting him, an all-time great, wearing a gold jacket one day, but that version, just the version of D Hop, this don't scare me. Doesn't scare me at all.
I can't disagree with you, JT, not one bit. You are right. It doesn't scare you. Respect it. He can play, but it's not one of those you lose sleep about game planning.
You're not double. You're not bracketing.
No.
Travis Kelce, 2 catches, 8 yards, 4 targets.
Hey, balled out.
There's not much more you could ask from a defense.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'm excited for everything that I'm seeing, how they flying around. We'll get more into it because it's gonna come a situation you can't just sit Dorian Williams on the bench, man. When Milano come back, that's a thing, man. It's like, what do you do with that? A guy that's playing like that, your leading tackler. It's gonna be very interesting to see what they want to do with Dorian Williams because you can't just have that guy on the bench after playing like this.
Yeah. You know, Cindy asked a good question. Milano have to play against the 49ers per his 24-day active period. They can activate him and make him inactive if they want to, right?
Yeah, yep.
That
They can make him.
counts as
They'll just have to add him to the active roster. That don't mean he has to actually
okay.
be.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Doug says should have had more sacks, but Holmes find a way to get rid of the ball while he's wrapped up. He does he does a really good job of that, getting to the out of the pocket, being wrapped up and getting rid of it. But one day someone's gonna come blast that dude by doing that and holding that ball up there like that.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else. You know, only thing I did not like is second week in a row, 4th and 3 or 4th and 3. About a 53 to 54 yard field goal, and we did not kick it. And Josh Allen, you know, we turned the ball over. Last week was turnover and downs, get the Colts, get momentum. They went down the field and scored. This week it was a very bad interception that we know you do not throw that ball up in the middle of a football field at any level. Can we just start? Listen, if we want Tyler Bass to be Harrison Butker, and I've said it 1,000 times, be Justin Tucker, be one of the best kickers in the league. we actually have to let him effing kick the ball. Anything under 57 yards, Tyler Bass, outside of bad Buffalo weather, and there was no weather tonight, Tyler Bass should be kicking the ball. He just made a 61-yard field goal a few weeks ago, straight down the middle, that probably would have been good from 71 yards.
Yeah.
You have to let him kick, especially, once again, second week in a row, you didn't take the 2-score lead or attempt to. If you want his confidence to grow, you got to let him kick.
I agree. Yeah, put him out there, let him kick. McDermott probably wanted to show the confidence in the offense. Didn't want the momentum to swing, so I get it. But I also get what you're saying too, JT.
2 weeks
Send
in a
him
row.
out there and let him kick.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks in a row that we did it. And I'm just like, listen, okay. We just ran this back last week, all right? Let's not do this again. But other than that, I mean, I don't want to stay on the air too long tonight. Like I said, we're going to do a little quick recap. We'll probably be live. I think it's going to be because it's a bye week. It'll probably be Wednesday night.
Okay.
We'll get some takes for or actually, will we go live Wednesday or will we go live next Tuesday or Wednesday?
Let's see what the people want. Let's put a poll on the page possibly and see what they want.
Yeah.
Let's do
That'd be a
something
good
like
idea.
that. Do some engagement.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. But yeah, no, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get that together because I'm sure on that one. That's a little weird. And I know it's right before Thanksgiving too, so I know people are gonna be running around. So whatever makes it easier. Or maybe you know what? Maybe we'll do a next Sunday show.
I'm with it.
That may make more sense. Okay, it may make more sense. But yeah, no. Other than that, I mean, I thought it was a big one for the Bills. They're 9-2 going into the bye week. One game behind the Chiefs now, and obviously you look at the Chiefs schedule. Like we said, they have the Steelers, they have the Broncos again. They have the Raiders on there who beat them on Black Friday last year. They got somebody else on there too. They got a couple of tough games. I mean, we have New England twice still to play.
Yeah.
And New England's no slouch. Don't sleep on that Drake May kid. That kid is playing really, really good football over there. We have the Jets again. We have the 49ers who just took another L today. So and we go out to LA to play the Rams. So, I mean, it puts us in that running for that number one seed for sure. We're right there. Not sure we're going to get it, but we're right there. What do you think the odds of the Bills getting that number one seed is?
I think it's 50-50 right now.
Okay.
I think it's 50-50. I think this bye is a huge advantage for us to kind of regroup, take a week off, get healthy later in the season.
Wait,
I think it's
Bosa went
50-50. Huh?
Ray Cruz, Bosa went out today?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know
Bosa was out. Yeah, put it in the chat. Tell us what happened. I wasn't even aware of that one. Wow, that's huge. Yeah, I'm sorry. Continue on, James. Sorry.
No, just I think it's 50-50. I think we got the opportunity to go get it. We just got to capitalize. It's that simple.
Yeah. Hey man, like I said, the bye week couldn't come any sooner. I think we escaped this game mainly without any major injuries. I know we saw Deion Dawkins roll his ankle a little bit, I think probably because he taped it up and came back in. But he was not in there for the final victory snaps. So hopefully he can heal that up quick. We'll get Spencer Brown back probably 100%. We'll get Keon Coleman back probably after the bye. Like some Milano should be there. Man, I mean, we're going to be as close to the 100% as you're going to get.
Yeah.
For a football team going into, week 12?
100%. Yeah. We definitely healthy as you can ask. So.
But hey, man, yeah, like I said, we wanted to do a quick show tonight. We excited, so we wanted to get on the air and appreciate you guys joining us at a random Sunday time. And who knows, maybe we'll start doing it on Sunday nights anyway if this is better for people, But hey, as always, it's the bye week. I know you guys are gonna be going out there starting your Black Friday shopping soon and Christmas shopping and getting all your goods. Listen, I work in a store. If you don't have your Thanksgiving stuff now, I'm just going to give you guys a word of advice, okay? Go get it now, because don't come to these stores at the last minute and be wilding out and raging hell at us at customer service saying, hey, I don't have my cranberry, so I'm telling you go get it now because the shit's going to sell out, okay? So take a word of advice from old JT. I'm just telling you, if you can go get up and get it tomorrow, go get your butter, go get your cranberries or whatever you need for your Thanksgiving fixings. Get them now before they sell out, okay? But no, all jokes aside, and that's not a joke. That's actually serious. Uh, the Bills are 9-2. They're going to the bye week. It seems like we're going to come out the bye week extremely healthy, which is over the last 2 years has been a little weird. But remember, the first couple years being the McDermott years, we were healthy for most of the big part of the seasons. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, for me, very, very surprising. Not where I had this team peaking at, not where I had this team at. James, you kind of did. I definitely did not. So, like I said,
I like this team a lot this year.
yeah, yeah. Oh, this team got a chance, man. They got a chance, but they got to keep playing, got to keep it up, got to come out that bye week, still firing all cylinders. So, happy to see Curtis Samuel going, see the happy Mike Collins going, happy that Dawson Knox is no longer on that milk carton, and happy to see that defensive line rolling, okay?
Absolutely.
So, hey, people, 9-2, bye week. Enjoy yourself. Safety out there for holiday shopping, things of that such. And
Yes.
we'll be back at some point next week. We'll figure it out. It's a bye week, so maybe a little funky. But, hey, as always, thank you for joining us. Catch you guys later. Peace.